So we're sitting here with Dr. Stein, CEO and founder of Multi Health Systems in Toronto, and also one of the leading experts on emotional intelligence in the world, I have to say. So we invited you here to talk a bit about emotional intelligence. And for those out there who aren't too familiar with the concept, how would you describe emotional intelligence and what it's about?
Okay, well there's a number of different theories of emotional intelligence, but they all seem to share the same general idea or general principle. And basically, emotional intelligence consists of three things. The first is your ability to be aware of your own emotions and the emotions of other people. The second is your ability to manage your own emotions as well as manage emotions of others. And thirdly, it's the ability to use or focus those emotions to help you get things done.
All right. Mm-hmm. Sounds like pretty important stuff.
They are. They really turn into a lot of important things when you get right down to it.
Yeah. So how come you first took an interest in this subject?
We had been in the development of tests for many years, actually over 30 years now. And we started in the clinical area, so a lot of the testing and research that we were doing involved clinical problems, things like attention deficit disorder, depression, anxiety. And after a while, we thought, wouldn't it be interesting to look at things that go right with people instead of just things that go wrong with people? Yeah. So we started to look at what makes people more successful or do better in life. And around that time, I came across Dr. Reuven Bar-On, who was doing work in this brand new area that nobody ever heard of called emotional intelligence, and really trying to piece together what are the factors that help people become more successful in life.
All right. And that's the story behind the EQI, which is the test that MHS has.
Pretty much, in a nutshell. I mean, it took a number of years to get from one place to another, but it pretty much started that way, that we wanted to look at sort of the strengths of people and what are the most important factors. Because we had, as psychologists, we didn't do a very good job of looking at what makes people successful.
No.
We looked at things like IQ and intelligence, but IQ was not a very good predictor of success in life.
No.
It predicted well in school in terms of who got into a better grade, who got into a professional program.
Yeah.
But once you left school, it did not predict very well on who did well and who did not so well in life.
All right. So how come success is so closely linked to emotional intelligence, do you think?
Why it's so linked? Well, we think that these characteristics, these specific factors that we found, do so much to help you navigate your way through life. People who are successful really excel at these skills that I mentioned. They really seem to be very self-aware. They're always on top of how they're feeling and how their feelings influence or affect other people. And in addition, they're very good at reading what other people are about and what motivates other people. And the other areas, because we're doing a lot of research now on high-performing individuals, professional athletes, Olympic athletes, super businessmen, CEOs who are very successful, people in all walks of life who excel at what they do. And we're finding that these factors, they have an ability to use or focus emotions so they can be in the right emotional state when they need to be.
All right. So any examples you would say of famous people or business leaders, politicians that you would assume have a lot of or score high in emotional intelligence? Yeah,
there are a lot of people that we've identified who would probably score high in emotional intelligence. You mentioned politicians.
Yeah.
One of the politicians who we see as probably scoring quite high has been Bill Clinton, who was president of the United States.
Yeah.
And he seems to have an amazing ability to deal with people one-on-one. I've spoken to a number of people who've met with Bill Clinton when he was president and after he was president, and they all seem to say the same thing. When you're involved or talking with Bill Clinton, you feel like you're the only person in the world. He has this way of captivating people. And you see it in an audience when he gives a lecture or a presentation to a large group. He manages to capture everybody's interest when he does that.